Why am I so big? Good morning, everyone. Daniel Berry Sports, hello. Test one. Oh, yeah, we're working. Daniel Berry, hello. Sweet Tea, good morning. Perfect timing as I am headed out to work in a few minutes. Hey, everyone. Happy Monday. Bambi Palermo, good morning to you. See No Evil, hello. Good morning, Osada, Bambi, Sweet Tea, and Daniel. Everybody's saying hello. Hope you guys are doing good. I got my little lemon water. I have my coffee. I've been making cheesecakes yesterday. It's amazing how long it takes to do this shit when you first, start a new product. Because I decided that I was going to do eggnog cheesecake, white chocolate raspberry swirl cheesecake, a berry crumble pie. I already do the huckleberry cheesecake. This is my holiday menu. Chocolate cream, Reese's peanut butter cup cheesecake. I want to try an almond roca one and a peppermint one. So I may not use all of these, but this is what I'm going to try right now, see how I like them. I made 12 eggnog cheesecakes and put them in the freezer. And now I'm working on the white chocolate raspberry. I made the raspberry compote and the white chocolate ganache, which is cooling. And then I'm going to put those together when I'm done with the show. And then I'll start on the berry crumble. But that's what I'm up to right now. But you got to go buy everything. And I did, Sweet Tea. I was just thinking about it yesterday. I forgot that I still had a bag of it. And I ran out of my normal coffee. And so I broke that out and threw some in my grinder. It's very good. Thank you for sending me that. I'm drinking one now called Bitches Brew. I like to support, I like to support all the local companies as much as I can. These guys are these guys are actually from California though. But it's called Bitches Brew, and it's some type of organic coffee. It's pretty good. But yeah, I'm on the white bag of the criminal coffee. I'm not exactly sure which one that is. One of them was like super strong, like Tim Hortons. I think probably the light roast. I think the lighter the roast, the higher the caffeine content. Isn't that how it works? Something like that. All right. What do we got today? Well, there was cheating in the UFC, which is like big news that still developing, but there was a guy, and that's what the thumbnail is. I don't even know who the fighter is. I didn't watch the fight. I have it bookmarked. It's a 2-minute fight. I will probably get shut down if I show it, but I'll show a little bit of it. Apparently, there was a huge amount of money bet for him to lose, for the certain guy to lose. And then he lost in the first round. And it just, the way he lost, even the commentators are calling bullshit. So, but now it might lead to the investigation of one of the referees. So it's too early to tell because, Ariel Hawani is the professional when it comes to that stuff. So he'll be live at 10 a.m. my time. So what's that, 1 o'clock Eastern, to break the news. And I'm sure he'll break it earlier than that because the UFC released the guy. Like, he's gone. They kicked him out of the UFC. So are there going to be criminal charges to follow? Like, who exactly made the bets? And it's not the first time that it's happened in the UFC. There's a guy, James Krause, who didn't go to jail, but he was a coach. and he had like certain fighters. He was coaching his fighters to throw fights. So it's definitely a problem. And that's going to be huge news today as that story develops. So let me get to my bookmarks here real quick. All right. Where are we at? Need you to get bigger. The first thing that I bookmark is by David Icke. It says, "Is it me? Or are you getting posts?" Here, I better stop it. Is it me? Or are you getting posts on your X feed from the same relatively few people that you don't follow, and not from those that you do, with a lot of Zionist crap thrown in? If so, you can see where Musk is taking the platform for his masters. And it's crazy that he put that, because I was thinking about this yesterday, because it's true. I don't follow any of these people, and they're all pro-Israel, bash Candace Owens, bash Tucker, bash Nick Fuentes over and over again. That Officer Tatum, can't stand that fucking dude. Just a whole bunch of people, you just know they're just like Jewish freaks, just Israeli freaks. I don't know where they come from, but they're just all over X. And yeah, we don't follow them, but they're shoving them down our throat. So it is what it is. And so I was thinking yesterday about the same thing. I was like, man, Elon is just, he bought Twitter, and there was supposed to be free speech, but I guess this is what, free speech looks like, other than, they have an unfair advantage with the algorithms, because you can't tell somebody not to post something. I don't think, unless it violates, obvious, like if someone were to post something bad about a kid, not only do you not allow them to post it, you go arrest them and, execute them or whatever you have to do. Just common sense shit. But even if they're like, oh, we hate Candace Owens, and, we think we should bomb, the shit out of the Palestinians for no reason, they should be let them say what they want to say, because you can't limit free speech, even if you don't like what they say. However, I do agree with David Icke that it's getting fucking annoying, and it's why I don't even, go live half the time anymore, because it's just the same bullshit, and it's hard to even, unless you're just going to do your own, your own research, but you got to come up with your own things to search out too, like whatever the normal news would be, like, for example, like 3i Atlas, or just different things. You're not going to get it like you normally would, because the algorithms are so heavily controlled. And even this UFC fight, I had to search it out myself. They're trying to cover it up already big time. So let's see here. Now with the fight, I'm not going to show all of it. I'm going to mute it so we don't hear it. I'll show a little bit of it. But even before that, when he shoots in right off the bat, he goes in, but they say that he doesn't he fails. He's like a jiu-jitsu guy, but he just doesn't do anything that you would normally do. And I don't want to get flagged because they probably will shut me down. Are my comments stuck? What's going on here? I'm going to go to YouTube real quick. Yeah, so because, you know, and I know none of us are experts on MMA, but because that guy obviously didn't perform like he should in such a an obvious manner, and that because apparently I don't know how I don't know how people knew that there were bets being made for him to lose. Like, I don't know if like the websites that you bet through show how much money's being bet or whatever, but the fans knew that something was wrong from the beginning. That there was money placed on him to lose, and then that's exactly what happened. So it was so blatant that the UFC released him. So I don't know, guys. We'll have to wait and see what comes of that. But it's bad. And, you know, all of sports are. I think we're going to continue to see more. You know, because it's been going on for you know, since the beginning of time, but for whatever reason, they're going after it right now. And, you know, they're only going, and what's weird, like with the UFC, you know, Dana White and Trump are best friends. So, you know, Dana White's not going to go down. It's going to be, or maybe they will, you know, I don't know. Or maybe he will. Maybe they're going to try to take Dana White down because the people that run the Justice Department are leftist. You know, they're still like deep state Obama people. I don't know. I have no idea. But it's crazy town. That's just, I mean, no sport. I tell you what, I mean, like me and Thindu, Co-Train, good morning. Like Thindu and I were talking about the other morning, you know, make a couple bets for fun, but holy shit. You know, there's no way you should be putting any type of money on, you know, because you know, you did your research and that this person should win or this team should win, because there's shit going on right now. Now, maybe everybody will be on their P's and Q's. But one thing's for sure, the investors that, you know, back the sports books, they're not looking to lose any money. So, no, I don't know how that all works. Maybe they should just go back to depending on their 10% VIG and quit fucking everybody out of 90%, 95% of their money. I don't know. You know, they're probably going to use this. You know, there's a reason why all this shit's coming out now, right? There's got to be a reason. Are they going to come out and say that they're going to use AI to fucking keep gambling in the integrity of sports gambling intact? I don't know. There's got to be a reason. It'll come out eventually, but wow, that guy, you know, the night of the fight, they're like, you know what? You cheated, motherfucker. You're out. You're out of the UFC. So, yeah, I don't know. Will he go to jail? Hard to say. This is the governor of Illinois, the billionaire fat guy. You know, come to find out, I don't know if I talked about this, but did kind of a deep dive on Kobe Bryant again the other day. And Kobe Bryant's helicopter, he didn't die in his own helicopter. He had a helicopter, but his was like out of service or something. And so it was this guy's family's helicopter, one of their helicopters, because this guy's a billionaire, that Kobe was flying in. So it was that's a whole fucking crazy story. The whole Kobe thing. Anyway, this says that J.B. Pritzker just went nuclear on Trump. Well, he's been talking shit about Trump.
Let's talk about what we're up against in 2025. President Trump and his bootlickers have torn down the U.S. Department of Education from the inside. Instead of helping to improve math and reading scores like you all are doing and supporting our educators, they're making it harder for students to get ahead. Books are being banned. History is being erased. Republicans want to take billions away from public schools and pump it into private institutions. They want to punish teachers for telling the truth. They want to criminalize educators for supporting LGBTQ students. They want to turn classrooms into cultural war battlegrounds. And I'm sorry to be vulgar, but Donald Trump and his cronies can fuck all the way off.
Yeah, this guy is James, good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, rest in peace, Black Mamba, for sure. I can't remember what I was watching about that. It'll come to me eventually. But what were they saying? That there was on the floor of a basketball game, of an NBA game, on the court, there was a chopped up snake that they put into the artwork of the floor the night before. Like, there were so many things leading up to that. That was crazy. And it talked about how Kobe wanted to leave the Lakers, but and he was going to, but the owner of the Lakers told him, said, okay, but let's go get your knee worked on first. And that's when the honeypot was sent to Denver, because he went to Denver, and they were saying like he couldn't get his knee operated on in LA. And then that's when the rape case happened or whatever. I don't know. It's like a big deep dive. Pandering to weird element of society. I like that, James. Most definitely. Yeah, this guy is, I don't know exactly how they made all their money, but he's a billionaire. His family's got a lot of money. I think he has potential to become president. Not that we would want him to, for sure. But if, on that side of the fence, he's probably one of the guys that'll be up on the podium, I would imagine. Zoran Mamdani. Hitting New York City clubs was smart politics. You got to meet people where they are to remind them to get off their asses and vote. He hit a diversity of spots too. I know he went to a gay nightclub. I seen that, but. Dun, 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 dun. He's definitely got a shot at winning, guys. What's with politicians dropping F-bombs all the time now? Yep. And well, you know what it is? It's clicks and views. That's all it is. And that's all they're doing. That's how you win these days. And that's, how you generate everything, even like, I think even, to get the billions of dollars to flow in your direction for, sponsors and, people that are going to, lobbyists that will back you and stuff like that. It's your ability to drive traffic your way through social media. And this is how they do it. I guess nobody cares about, policy change or upholding the Constitution and none of that kind. They just want, fuck you, Trump. It's almost like they've, they had to, in the Kabuki theater, they had to create the stage, set the stage for, that type of, animosity and behavior. So they could, because if there wasn't as much volatility between the two parties, there wouldn't be as many clicks and views. We would be clicking on other stuff. They want us to click on the politic, X-Files, instead of, normal life. Yeah, definitely because Trump did it. But you know what I mean? Like, that's what it comes down to. That's how you win the next election. It's whoever gets the most clicks and views, because all of the huge lobbyists are going to look at this. It's just, no different than sponsors on TV and podcasters and that type of thing. The Joe Rogans and everyone else, the ability to drive traffic. AOC has the ability to drive traffic. Bernie Sanders, Matt Gaetz, Josh I can never remember his last name. Is it Crawley or something? Hawley or Crawley? The dude from Brandon Gill from Texas, Ted Cruz, love them or hate them. Those are the ones that drive traffic. Those are the ones we see. And it's the same thing in the NFL. It's like half of the social media content. Actually, I would say more social media content, at least on Facebook, is of the crowds fighting with each other. People in the stands, throwing beer on each other, knocking each other out. Then, it's weird. It's crazy times we live in right now. But it's all about the clicks and views. That's what wins at the end of the day is, what are you gonna watch? There's probably like a scientific formula to it. We all have so many, they say like the average human has 60,000 thoughts a day. What's the average amount of videos that we click on per day? And then, these guys have already looked at all that. And so how do we get, Osada to click on, 27 political videos? Well, it's working, whatever the fuck they're doing. Because I'd rather be clicking on other stuff. Where I am has the Trump bad attitude about the shutdown. I just would people would do research before forming an opinion. Yeah. Well, that's the problem, is that it's a well-designed system because most people watch TV, and that's where, you're already toast. I guess there's a few people that, they know what's going on and they'll just watch TV for, I don't know, just to see what the other side is saying. That's what my buddy Brian always says. But yeah. And that's what I was saying the other day about the old people in this country, just straight fucking brainwashed by fucking the media, but that's just how they were raised, I mean, I was raised that way too, like watching the, 6:00 news and the sitcoms on TV. And I loved like Who's the Boss, Family Ties, and, all that shit. But that's where it ended for me because it all changed. It's all fucking propaganda bullshit now. It is designed to get you to want to cut your pee off and put makeup on, and it's just fucking ridiculous. All right, let's see here. MMA Joey, same thing, says, does anybody else notice Bulgarian gets in deep on the chute and doesn't drive forward. So everybody, all the influencers that are in MMA, even Moss, right when he was getting ready to shut down last night on the MMA holes on his Gummy Gang channel, one of his moderators told him about it, so they went on a deep dive on it real quick. But we'll move on. That's why they want the illegals here. That they know once the boomers are gone, it's game over. Yep, 100%. Yeah, because we ain't putting up with that shit. Yes, it was actually proper news back in the day. Yeah, you know, and there was still major propaganda back then, but not on the level that it is now. You know, now it's just fucking. It, you know, the whole thing is, the whole game has changed, and they didn't tell us. You know, like it feels like a huge portion of the country knows something that we don't know. You know, the haves versus the have-nots, the in the know versus the fucking in the dark. I don't know. This is pretty fucking good. I like this lady. I don't know who she is, but this is a nice little.
One of the first people to make these Mormon Zionist connections to the Charlie Kirk stuff and current events. Also interesting, 2 or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, Mitt Romney's sister-in-law randomly falling out of a parking garage. Mitt Romney is a well-known LDS Mormon. And we'll be getting into a little bit of that. But at the same time that I've been going down this Mormon rabbit hole, I've been interested in the Three Eye Atlas stuff, because ultimately, I mean, to make a long story short, I think that it is the beginnings of Project Bluebeam. Whether it's an interstellar comet or whether it's a mothership or whether it's a hologram, you know, I don't know. I think that the idea that it's a mothership with either malevolent or benevolent beings is being fed to us so we can begin to accept this alien agenda. I'm not saying that it's definitely not, but I would lean more towards it's not. I think that this is the beginning of Bluebeam, even if it's real, using this discussion to start to make the alien agenda more mainstream.
So yeah, good morning, Theme Dude. Good morning, Mustang Mike. How are you guys doing? Blue Boy. I thought you were talking about Project Bluebeam for a second, Theme Dude. So, Theme Dude, did you hear about the cheating scandal in the UFC yesterday? Huge. They released the guy. I don't know. We'll get into that again if you didn't hear about that. But so this lady's talking about Project Bluebeam. And apparently, you know, you guys know about Three Eye Atlas. It's the interstellar comet that is, I don't know exactly where it is right now, but they blocked all the high definition footage of it. Apparently it was releasing, you know, like it was actually releasing a stream of gas or whatever towards the sun, apparently. But Project Bluebeam was a conspiracy theory claiming that the world governments or NASA will stage a fake alien invasion or religious event using advanced technology like holograms to create a new world order. So something that Alex Jones was talking about for a while. I don't know. Is it all related? It all possibly could be related. One thing's for sure, that things are definitely changing. Three Eye Atlas is a scary rabbit hole to go down. Yeah, for sure. Where is it right now? Let me ask ChatGPT. Hold on. Where is Three Eye Atlas currently? As of early November 2025, 3i Atlas is located in the constellation Virgo. There's approximately 2.25 astronomical units from Earth. So that's 2.25 times away from the sun, 338 million kilometers. Yeah, I never even seen a picture of it through a telescope. So it's gone? So I guess it's just on its way. That's it? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure that one out. Comets and asteroids can't change direction. This one changed course direction 12 times. Yeah, something's definitely, I think what it is, I think that, they are, we have the technology, as in, humans or whatever they are, to draw these things in now. They figured out a way through, I don't know, using some type of fucking either harp or I don't know what the fuck they do, but somehow they drew it in, and then they got it close enough to where they could jump on it and mine on it and extract whatever they took off of it. Diamonds, gold, plutonium, cobalt, who fucking knows? That's just my theory, because it just seems like it's all for naught. Like they made a big deal about it, now it's gone. I mean, I guess other than, like you said, changing the directions 12 times. I think that they made a big deal about that because that's them, like, just kind of telling us in plain sight that they have the technology to do that. Other than that, I don't understand, like, the big deal. I don't know. Mustang Mike, if Bills lost yesterday, we would have been trolling hard. Right. Yeah, Thindu would be getting it. So they won. The Bills won by like 4 points or something, 7 points maybe. If it just disappears, then we should definitely be worried, right? Yeah, exactly. It's going to make a comeback, This is my warm-up question for my math classes today. How far is 2.25 astronomical units? Yep, exactly. And 1 astronomical unit is the distance between the sun and the earth, right? Which is like 93 million miles. So that'd be 180. And then a quarter of 90 is what? 45. I don't know. 22. So 180. It's like a little over 200 million miles, I think. That's my guess. Without using a calculator. Because they said 330 million kilometers. So it's got to be right around a little over 200 million miles. Sweet tea. That's my guess. Co-train when Buffalo missed the field goal at the end. I thought KC would tie somehow, but not enough time. Damn. Even if they won by 100, the Pats are still in first. Well, there you go. Yeah, will this finally be the Buffalo Bills year? Or will the streak continue? So we'll get into this real quick.
Do you support U.S. military strikes on the territory of Venezuela as part of what you call a process?
I believe that the increase.
So this lady right here is who's going to take over Venezuela once they get rid of Maduro.
In pressure and the escalation that's taking place is the only way to force Maduro to understand that it's time to go.
Do you?
And so this is, let's listen to this real quick. We got 2 of them. We're gonna listen to Maduro talk for a second.
Esos judíos de las 12 tribus que no son los que mandan hoy en el Estado de Israel. Los que hoy gobiernan, Netanyahu no es judío auténtico. Él es un cambalache que viene por allá de Polonia. Para los que les gusta hablar de religiones y dicen que esto es un conflicto religioso. No, esto no es un conflicto religioso. El conflicto que hay desde la fundación del Estado de Israel es un conflicto geopolítico, porque ese Estado lo crearon para conquistar todo el Medio Oriente y Asia Central y quitarle las riquezas y colonizar esos pueblos. Es el proyecto sionista, que dicen que van desde el río Jordán hasta el Éufrates y más allá. Así que a Hitler, Europa le hizo lo mismo y Occidente hizo lo mismo que está haciendo con Netanyahu. Desde Venezuela lo decimos. Y nadie va a impedir que nuestra voz sueñe aquí y sueñe allá. Y los pueblos del mundo despierten en una conciencia, porque el mundo necesita paz, armonía, diálogo de civilizaciones, entendimiento. Desde Venezuela decimos no a la guerra.
So I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything bad there myself. I heard him say that Benjamin Netanyahu is a fake Israeli. He's actually from Poland, and that the state of Israel was created to conquer the Middle East and take away all the riches from the villages. Basically, the independent, the same shit they did over here. So we kind of get an idea that maybe it's not about drugs for the regime change that they want, because, have they even arrested anybody for all the millions of people that have died from fentanyl? Here is the new leader of Venezuela that's going to come in.
Maria Corina Machado, gracias. Thank you. Maria Corina Machado, gracias. Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you, and we'll stay in touch. And I promise one day we'll have a close relationship between Venezuela and Israel. And I believe, and I can announce this, that our government will move our Israeli embassy to Jerusalem. That will be part of our support to the state of Israel.
Wow, in God's will. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I just don't get it. I don't understand why there's such an importance around that whole thing. But so, I'll just give you my take on it. Everybody can form their own opinion. I think that the United States is using fentanyl as an excuse to bomb the shit out of Venezuela and force Maduro out of office and out of power. And so they can force this lady in so that Israel can, for whatever reason, expand its influence and power into Venezuela and everywhere else that it's trying to go. Why they're doing that part, I don't know, but that's my opinion of why they're doing it. My opinion is it has zero to do with fentanyl. And if it does have any effect on the supply of fentanyl coming into this country, like let's say it reduces how much fentanyl is coming into this country. Do any of us have any fucking clue how much fentanyl comes in this country, where it comes from? But if it does have an effect on it, it's not going to have anything to do with Venezuela. It's going to have to do with the same people that always sell the drugs in this country, the Bushes, the CIA, the whoever, you know what I mean? The same, the Clintons, they will use just propaganda and, artificially, they're the ones that control the drug supply. So we bomb Venezuela and we take Maduro out and put her in, and then they just quit selling fentanyl. Oh, look, we bombed Venezuela and took Maduro out, and now fentanyl is no longer a problem. Okay, great. That's probably what's going to happen. But what they really wanted is that, this global takeover, this new world order. I guess that's what it is, Israel is the new world order. Let me catch up on the chat. Sorry, guys. Tindu sending group text pictures. Let's see here. As long as Tindu, Mush, and Toddy are rooting for them, they'll never win, right? Mustang Mike, I'm trying to shake Tindu out of the bushes. Yeah, he's in there hard in the bushes. Osada, did you hear Ilhan Omar's comments, Charlie Kirk? I think so. She probably said something like, when you say what he says, bad things happen type of thing. Around here, they passed a law where they track the dope back to the dealers and charge them with overdose. Okay, well, I can support that. That's cool. But at the same time, that's low-hanging fruit. And then that's great for law enforcement. That's definitely a law enforcement issue. But for a global policy and global, our federal government could do way better. And I believe they're the ones that sell the drugs, the federal government, Not necessarily Trump. I don't think he's into the drugs. But definitely the Bushes for sure. Probably that Pritzker guy for sure. Definitely the Clintons. Florida's got to be involved. I'm sure all the Gulf states, there's got to be so many U.S. bankers and, they may not be the senators and Congress people, but lots of people with power that are, funding that. I mean, think of all the money involved. The banks have to be involved for sure. Sweet Tea, she needs to go, and so does her husband, brother for marrying. Yeah, exactly, Ilon. We got here, Co-Train. Tindu is getting a little angry about the Patriots. We just want the minerals. I read that Russia is already getting them. Yeah, and that is going to be a thing too. And it's Bolivia. He's texting the group chat. I fucking hate Co-Train. Oh, right. That's what he's putting the Co-Train. No, he just put some pictures. I didn't look at them though. Have a great day, everyone. Got one. All right, Mike. Take care. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. So we are absolutely 110% going in Venezuela and bombing. When Israel's involved, you think about how they like to bomb, and the missile strikes and all. That's 100%. That's probably already happening. Will we put boots on the ground in there? More than likely. The question is, fuck, man. I really don't even want to speak my thoughts on it because I don't want to be, I'm as American as they come, small business, neighborhoods, American kids going to school. But fuck, this America that we're living in is fucking crazy, man. I don't know how to take it. I almost wish that China would stop this shit from happening. Co-Train, you would think that all of the dumb stuff she has done, she would lay low. Yeah, those guys are saying that they support the Somalian president. And, I was thinking about that yesterday too. I don't know anything about Black Hawk Down. But, that we had, obviously a helicopter and people died. I watched the movie a long time ago, and all I remember is they pretty much shot out their last bullets before they were killed. Hold on, these guys, I'm going to tell them I'm live. Oh, please let me turn down my notifications. It'll be nonstop in the group text now. Fuck, I forgot what I was talking about. I mean, I'll just finish my thoughts on Venezuela. Yeah, it is about the resources, routes and resources, and regime change is like the big one. But they, it's probably 3 for 1. I don't know. I don't know all the details about it. I think that they want all the lithium from Bolivia and, of course, oil and gold. Who knows what they got? There's ALV. Good morning. There's you were saying they fired their last bullets. Yeah. I don't remember. I mean, just with Israel, I just think that, I don't know. We'll move on to the next one. Adam, good morning. I hope you're doing good. ALV, good to see you. So I don't know if you guys heard. I'll recap. One of the major stories of the day was there was a guy, Nick M. What's going down? Good to see you. Good morning. Thanks for coming. There was a guy in the UFC. I can't remember his name now. Bulgarian, I think, was his last name. He was caught cheating and last night in a fight. And well, not really. I don't know if he was caught cheating. He lost in the first round, and there was people already knew that there was a huge amount of abnormal bets made for him to lose in the first round. And then even the commentators are like, the way the guy performed and just allowed himself to get choked out, that the UFC released him immediately. Like last night, they kicked him out of the UFC. So that story is just breaking. And now, already on the internet, they're going back and it looks like Herzog, Pete Herzog, I think is his name. He's a referee. It looks like they're going to go after him for throwing fights and causing some controversy. So just interesting stuff that's going on. The fix was in, yeah, and it's blatant too. All the commentators were like, "Wow, this is bullshit." In fact, then there was another fight. I don't know the details to the other fight, but it was so messed up that the sports books refunded everybody. So there was 2 last night. Here we go. Here's Chris Cuomo with some BS. Boy, nobody can talk like this guy and Gavin Newsom, I swear.
You're killing your party. You're killing your party. And look, I hope it works out for you. I hope you guys splinter off and become, whatever you really are. Because you're not a capitalist and you're not a Democrat. And, you can say, well, what do you know? I was raised by a real one. Go ahead and criticize Mario Cuomo. What's going to be your biggest insult? That he spawned me and Andrew? Is that going to be the best you have? Because you ain't shit compared to him. Not in terms of intelligence, not in terms of success, not in terms of pedigree, not in terms of philosophy, not in terms of mission, not in terms of eloquence, not in terms of charisma, not in terms of anything. Certainly not electability.
He said not in terms of so many times he tripped up on his own words. So, hold on. Let me drop the link for these guys. There you are.
You are killing your party because you are not a real one. Because you're doing what's good for you in a vacuum with your little social media following. You're no different than a pod bro. and you're killing your party. And Democrats better wake the fuck up and realize that you're better than this.
There you go, Co-Train. There's your next F-bomb by a politician, right? The clicks and the views. You know, that's all this is about, is the clicks and the views.
With the 80, not the 20. Okay?
Although the one takeaway that I did have from that, though, is the fact that, you know, it is getting so extreme with these, you know, political ideologies that I think that that there could be a breakaway party eventually where, you know, are they going to be, what do we got here? How do I make you full screen? Hold on. How do I make you full screen, Tommy? Do you know?
How the fuck do I know? I don't know how to do full screen.
Wait, here we go. There we go. Gotcha. Oh, yeah. All right. ALV's
We're back at it.
Yeah.
We're back at it.
No, I quit. Okay. Pineapple, or is that mango?
Mango, pineapple, strawberries, peaches.
Nice.
Hold on. Let me put my oats in. Dark chocolate oats.
Okay.
Dark chocolate chewy oats. Spinach up next.
Gotta have the spinach.
Spinach is key, huh? I stopped using kale. I'm not a fan of kale. I know it's really good for you, but
yeah, people go back and forth with the kale because it can be damaging to the inside, your inside sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, because it's so I don't know the science behind it, but yeah. Spinach is better, I think.
Spinach. Well, I used to use both. And then one little bit of peanut butter, that's all. Just a little bit of peanut butter.
Okay.
Some say yes, some say no. I say go. You know, you can get the natural peanut butter. It's incredible at Trader Joe's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is there a difference?
Huge difference.
There is, huh?
Well, big time. Yeah, because you're not getting all those extra preservatives and shit they put in there, that extra seed oil. So
yeah, some people do say that. I don't know. And a little more almond milk, unsweetened.
Okay. That's good.
Almond breeze.
Okay.
And then I'll do a little mix up and we'll see what it looks like. I won't keep you on audio while I do that.
Okay, I'll read a thing doing ALV comments when you're. He eats this disgusting shake and thinks he's wing health. Meanwhile, he eats garbage all day.
What garbage do I eat? Fuck.
He's gonna shit his fucking brains out, says Thing Dude. Adam says the bullet, that's how you know that thing was so good. It's still around after how many years? Yeah. What else we got here? Possibly will give you more energy than you can imagine if you choose. Its only problem is you'll be using the bathroom for about 3 days.
Let's see what it looks like.
Nick says he's a vegetarian that eats meatballs.
Shush. And there you go. There you have it.
Nice. Yep.
All right. Now we're good to go.
I don't understand the problem when it comes to ALV and Thing Dude. Like, Jesus. Is these, you know, I mean,
it's so good. Anyway, what do you mean I eat shit all day? What are they talking about? 9 o'clock, I'll have yogurt, prunes, and peanut butter oats. For lunch, I'll have a big salad. Dinner can vary. You know, it varies. It depends. What the fuck are they talking about? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm listening. You know, I gave up the smoothies for a little while. I've been doing steak and eggs as much as I can, and I'll do oatmeal once in a while. But I go to the meat
Steak and
market.
eggs.
Yeah, I go to the meat market, and I've been buying New York steaks, and one steak lasts me for, I can eat it either for like lunch or dinner, and then save the other half for breakfast, or vice versa. Cook it for breakfast and save the other half for lunch or dinner. And it's like,
And
right around $20. So it's $10 per meal. Yeah, but I'll tell you
steak.
what, steak and eggs in the morning is so
Wow.
good. I feel so
Yeah.
much energy when I eat steak and eggs in the morning. It's awesome. I highly recommend it.
Are you a carnivore now, somewhat?
No, well, no, because I will still do the smoothies too, but I was just getting to the point where I was not motivated to make the smoothies, and I was like feeling like I was going to start eating junk again. So I went to an event, and this lady, Miss Steve, was like, she did mention the carnivore diet. She's like, and I lost all this weight and blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, you know what?
No good though. No. And you were going to do it? Or you what? She was convincing you?
I could never do the carnivore diet. I got it. I'm not disciplined enough to do any type of diet, but I'm trying to eat as healthy as possible, so there's not just a plain steak with eggs. I mean, you can't beat it. It's you just have so much energy after you eat that. It's amazing.
God bless you. Ah, crazy.
Yeah, and I have like 5 or 6 different seasons. I didn't know how to cook a steak 6 months ago, and I sucked when I first started doing it. But now that I'm doing it like on a regular basis, I'm getting pretty good, because the trick is you have to take the steak out of the refrigerator, like 45 minutes early, and then you season it up and you sear it on all the sides, and then you put it in the oven, and then you got to let it rest.
Yeah.
And then, man, when you cut that sucker up, oh, it's so good, especially it's so good. I love a good steak.
Yeah.
I don't have one this morning though, because the meat market's closed on Sundays, and then they don't open till 11 a.m. on Mondays. So.
Oh wow.
I will be going this morning at 11 though. So.
They're closed on Sundays. The butcher or whatever you go to.
Yeah. Blue Mac.
You go to an actual butcher.
Yep. Yeah, actual butcher.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I quit. Oh, what we got going on now? The stoop.
Yeah.
Dindu, why don't you come up for a minute? The protein you're getting in that breakfast soda compared to almost any smoothie isn't comparable. Nice. It looks like a gorgeous day out there. It was, yesterday, because it's been really crappy lately. Yesterday was a beautiful day, and there was a guy mowing the lawn, and I could smell his fresh cut grass. It was amazing. I was like, wow, this is a great, beautiful afternoon right now.
You like that smell?
Well, I have allergies, but I do kind of like that smell for a minute. Because it sends me back to when I was kind of a kid, just to better times,
Yeah.
Dindu's coming up. Good morning, sir.
Hey, what's going down?
How are you?
Good. Just hanging out, breaking into my morning. Nice and quiet here right now. I love it.
Are you at work or at home?
No. Everybody, they left yesterday. I took them to the airport yesterday. So we woke up, me and the dog. We're ready to start our day. So.
Unbelievable. That's great.
Yeah. So I got the week off. So I'm just going to hang out with Vito. Do what I got to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, they wanted me to go back to work this week, but I said no. Like, I don't want to leave him. I want to just hang out with him. So.
Yeah.
Next week?
Huh?
Will you go back next week?
Yeah, I'll go back next week. There's a lot of work, man. It's incredible.
Sure.
It's incredible. Tommy, I got called 3 times this weekend. 3 fucking times. 3 different jobs. That's how bad they can't get nobody right now, man. It is terrible, and I feel so bad. I'm like, I got things to do. I
know.
You know,
Are
I
your
mean,
guys
everything.
pulling guys from different Are you pulling guys from different regions, different halls?
Pardon? I didn't hear you.
Inside, different halls? Are you guys
Yeah.
pulling from different halls, from different locals?
We're
Yeah, I thought so.
Tommy, we're going around the country right now, Tommy. We're going around.
Yeah.
Any laborers that want to work, come here. Come to Buffalo.
I heard that. I heard
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Right now, Dindu could get a guy. If you need a job, call Dindu. Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable what's going on.
I thought I'd never say that out loud, but yeah, you need a
I
job,
know.
construction, folks. Come on down. I'll get you in today. You want a job today? Come on. I'll get you to work today. Jesus Christ.
They need to go from house to house and find people that are playing video games and stuff over 18.
Yeah. Wait, Osada, like the draft. They got to have like a work draft.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're not working, you know what I mean. If you're doing nothing, okay.
I'll volunteer to be a drill sergeant for that shit. You know, we'll have a draft.
Wow.
All those lazy motherfuckers start
That's
working.
great.
Could you imagine if you gave me that privilege? Osada, okay, let me teach these kids. Oh,
there's a lot of them out there too. You know, we'll just say like, you know, that new GTA game that's coming out. Like, nope, it's not being released. Not until we get all of our construction.
Yeah. The video games aren't being released.
They'll riot over that.
Listen to me. You'll have a major meltdown if we did that. Okay.
But it's going to be a problem, right? I mean, like, what are they going to do? Do they have robots that are going to build? I know they do have robots building houses. It is a thing now.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need construction workers for a long time.
Listen to me. Robots cannot read tape measures. Robots cannot recognize off measurements. They can't recognize any of that. You guys don't understand. When you get out to a new build, when you get out to a serious job, these engineers look just like total jerk-offs. Okay? They come out like they're the crown prince. They have no clue the first thing about construction and building. Okay? They know how to put it together on a piece of paper and a computer. That's about it. But other than that, they couldn't go out in the field to build it if their life depended on it. Okay? So
you're right about that, because there's a lot of fixing things and things that, you know, shifting things didn't turn out. Yeah. It's a huge, and there's a lot of different people involved in it, you know.
Well, yeah. So you got to understand, Dingu's with the carpenters, and that's all they do is measure. A carpenter will, okay, you put a carpenter with a tape measure on the job, for him to put his studs, track, and wall up, you get the brick. Okay, the carpenters measure everything. They'll catch any half an inch mistake off. Bricklayers, they move the job. They measure everything on the outside of the wall, every foot off the wall for their scaffold. They're measuring right to the exact T, the bricklayers, to build, to work. Now, you got bricklayers and carpenters, both with tape measures. They are setting the pace of that job for you. So, you know, you're putting up walls, drywall, metal track. You got to remember, electricity outlets go in there, plumbing, pipes. You got to make cuts. You got to make arrangements so the pipe and the... Are you kidding? Mason tenders. You got to cut holes in the walls before you put your block and brick up. You got to do this. You got to have your... Yeah. You think an engineer could do that? Are you out of your mind?
You know,
only things that they can't do.
Right.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. So for the people, for filling the jobs, the amount, are they paying them a wage that they're going to be able to make a living off of?
Yes. Great wages.
Absolutely.
Right. See, that's
absolutely. I mean, our apprentice rate is over the, what am I looking for? Tommy,
what? Journeyman, the starting rates? What?
Yeah. What's it called when you first? Hang on. What's it
the
called when you
apprenticeship
first
program.
go to a job? What's it called when you first go to a job? And
It's the apprenticeship program. The apprenticeship.
no, Tommy, what do they set everybody? The rate they set the money at? What's that called again?
Well, the
The
step rate,
state.
I guess.
No.
The minimum?
Yeah, the minimum fucking wage. Oh
Yeah,
my
the
God.
minimum.
We're making more, 10 times more than the minimum wage when you first start out in construction.
Yeah.
I mean, you're off
Right now
to
it's
a great
good time.
start right there. It's
Good time.
if you could do it. It's the work. You know,
Tough.
you look at it, then they say, I got to do that for that money. You know, right away, they used to talk about flaggers. That's all he does is stand around with the flag. Okay, until they do it, until they go out there and stand there 12, 14 hours with no break, no this, no that, you know, and the sun's beating down or it's so cold you can't even move your toes and walk. And you can't move from that spot. You can't give that spot up. That's your watch. Oh, it's so easy, huh? Yeah, it's so easy. So fucking easy.
That's a good position, but you got to really be on the ball.
Tommy, it's a great position.
Flaggers
90%
are
of the
very
people
important,
can't
man.
do it. They can't
I
do
know,
it.
it's crazy.
They daydream. I can't. My back hurts. My legs hurt. I didn't see that guy. Get the fuck out of here.
True.
You know, that's just, you know, after what I've seen happening at the stadium over here, please. I mean, we went to the goddamn soup kitchen. That's how desperate we are.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got a lot going on around here today. Look at this, man. Look at them Mack trucks coming in. Look at this. Look at this convoy.
Nice.
Beautiful. I love it.
And that's the same, guys. That's the same. We're talking. It's the same thing with robots. Are robots going to recognize all this stuff? Yeah, okay. Is a robot going to recognize Dean who shot today? Can't do that. You know, just forget about it. Forget about it. This world's in some big trouble. That's all I got to say.
Well,
I like it better dark.
I just think we've reached a tipping point, you know, where we do got to kind of, you know, take a look at who, you know, these young people, they're going to have to work. There's just no way around it. You're going to have to work. Somebody's going to have to work.
Look what Coltrane said at 6:38. Bingo. I've been building things my whole life, and not one blueprint has ever been right. There's hundreds of mistakes you need to find, or you're in big trouble.
100%.
Exactly, Coltrane. Exactly. See, guys that know. I mean,
that is the truth.
You start building a wall and you're off a half, 3-4 inches, you're done.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I've seen guys get fired on the spot for this shit. Immediately, you're done. Oh, you put a whole mason wall up, dude. You're 3 inches off. What are you doing? Foot off. Oh my God. So, what are you gonna do? It happens. It happens. I guess when it happens, it better happen to a guy that knows what he's doing, you know, with a good record.
And, you know, we need it's going to have to be young people to do these jobs because, you know, somebody in their 40s or 50s may not necessarily be cut out for, you know, you're a seasoned veteran, you know, but somebody that's never done it before, you know, it would be hard to get, would it or would it not?
Yes. Listen, that's a great statement. Now, a month ago, we got bored. I got a 26-year-old and a 34-year-old with me. They were beat by lunchtime. They couldn't move. The one kid's legs, the one kid's back and arms, they're looking at me like, are you kidding me? How old are you? It's all in the way you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's all in the way you are doing it. I told you to do this. I told you you don't want it. Oh my God, you were right.
Yeah.
You were so. It's amazing. It is amazing. One guy had arms like Popeye. Okay, goes to the gym every night. He was dead by 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, he had no air in him left. No air. So
Crazy.
it is crazy. A veteran. A veteran will get through the day with ease. He knows what he's doing. He paces himself. He don't kill things. He don't kill himself. And you got to use the people that are with you, helping you. You got to work as a team. You got to work as a team, because if you get one gung-ho cowboy that thinks he could do it all, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because they can't. Because they can't do it alone. Okay? So, but other than that, yeah, the construction racket is in a little trouble right now, I say. And look at Co-Train again. Kids today don't have the mental toughness to push themselves to the limit or through the day. They'll go home on you. They don't care. They'll go home. They don't care if the building has to go, the stadium has to go. They'll go home. They don't care. They'll get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I can't imagine the incidents at this stadium right now. In the end.
Yeah, that's scary because, we don't want to see people getting hurt. And we don't want to see shady work being done because they don't have the people to properly build.
Right.
Because
that's the whole ticket. That's the whole ticket.
And is this all because of the illegals being deported, or it's part of that?
I don't really think that has anything really to do with it, Osada, because
they don't want to work.
They don't want to work, right? I mean, you got to go through the whole system to get in on this job. OSHA. You got to have a union book. You got to go through all that. So there's some, steps you got to go through to get there, where a lot of people don't want to do that. And then all of a sudden, drug test. See you later, alligator. That's all you got to do is mention drug test. Okay, so 75% of them will turn around and say, "I'll see you later," even though it doesn't matter. They just don't do it. So, I mean, you throw a couple narratives like that in there to go to work. They don't want to know nothing. And I haven't seen in years getting together in the morning before work.
Well, that's the best.
Okay, we'd get together, the stewards, the foremen, the laborers. The job start at 7. We'd be there at 6, quarter after, with our coffee, our cigarettes, our conversation. No computers, no fucking telephones, and we used to look for each other. Okay, let's go to work. I'll see you on break, Dindu. Let's do this at lunch. We used to plan. Now. They get there at 5 to 7, 5 after 7. They only care about themselves. They don't even care about they don't have a work ethic. They don't have a life ethic. They don't even know what it is to conversate with people. That's what you have nowadays. It's amazing. It's amazing. And they look at you. They look at you like you're an archive. You're an old man. No. This is what we do. Yeah. But this is what we do. You hear me, Tommy? This is what we do.
I know. We used to go to a place here called Bob's. There used to be a place in the neighborhood here called Bob's. All the construction guys would meet there every morning, hang out, get their stuff, have their coffee, get a new fresh pack of cigarettes, and start the day.
I was on a job for 2 years building Kaiser Permanente buildings in Renton in 2015. And every Friday, it was a huge job site too. Every Friday we had a safety meeting, and the boss he would always have like a bag of snacks, and he would ask questions And it was mandatory. Everybody had to be there for that thing in the morning. I mean, electricians, plumbers, everybody was there.
Yeah.
And he would throw you a bag of, peanuts or whatever if you answered one of the questions. And it was a huge thing. And I actually appreciated that because, I felt safe on that job site.
Yes, that's it, Osada. You walk around in the morning, everybody just wants to go. No, we got to stretch. What are you fucking doing? We got to stretch. Assume position. Oh my God, Dean, are you serious? Yes, everybody's stretching. Don't stretch. Then we're going to do this. Then we're going to. They're looking at you like you're crazy. But 2-3 days later, they're like, I can't wait to stretch. Man, you get there at 17, dude. You start stretching. You wake up, and see the philosophy I'm using here. Stretching at 7. Now you're giving all these premature young people a chance to wake up before they could get into trouble, before they could do something wrong, before all that.
I've heard it all now. We do stretching and yoga now before we start the day.
Oh, Tommy.
You know what?
Great.
They did that at that job I was on too. The electricians did, especially their hands.
You guys said it right. Tommy hasn't been around for fucking. That's all they do is stretch every morning on these job sites. We've been doing this for the last 15 to 10 years.
I think it's great.
Yeah. You don't know what that does for your safety and your insurance. When you got the guy stretching first thing in the morning, your insurance fucking is beautiful. You are preventing injuries, back injuries, strains, breaks. Are you kidding me? When you get hurt and they ask you what, well, I stretched this morning, but I pulled my hamstring. Oh, no problem. We'll take care of you. At least you stretched. At least you took the time to stretch before work. Oh, yeah. It worked like a charm, that stretching.
I stretch really good before I go to bed now.
Right.
Sleep.
All right, boys. I'm out. I'm getting ready to
All right, buddy.
you guys a little bit. That was good. Great conversation today, guys.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming up.
All right.
I'll see you guys.
You gonna hang out for a little while, Thing Do, or are you going to go too?
No, well, yeah, I'll stay for a second. Well, you got to go. Well, he's going to start his show anyway, so I'll take off and get ready.
Well, we got a few minutes. I wanted to talk to you. Did you hear about the UFC fight last night?
No.
Okay, so a dude, there was a guy that apparently the people knew that there was an unusual amount of money or bets being made for this guy to lose in the first round.
Oh, boy.
So it hit the internet before the fight started, okay? There were rumors that there was foul play. Well, then the fight kicks off, and sure enough, the guy gets choked in the first round. Well, it was so bad that the UFC released him last night, right after the fight. They kicked him out.
Yeah. Really?
Yes, and I mean, so it's a breaking story. I know Ariel Hawani is going to report on it today, but Dana White already spoke on it. Yeah, like they kicked his ass out of the UFC immediately. Even all the commentators were like, because the guy is a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
He blatantly did everything that even a white belt jiu-jitsu guy would know how to do. Like he did everything wrong and let this guy basically just choke him out in the first round.
Well, see, you can't fake that shit in the UFC. You can't fake fighting. You can't. They can't because you get torn alive. It's like boxing's another one. Same thing. You can't fake a fight anymore. You'll get knocked the fuck out. You'll get hurt. You got to be careful, especially in UFC with something like that, a choke out.
Exactly, and they actually have it. Here, let's watch it real quick.
Go ahead. I didn't see it. I was too busy with the Bills yesterday.
Okay, they may kick me off for a violation, but if they do, oh well. So here.
Appearance, Isaac Dolgarian, a teammate of David Onama, who waits in the wings for his headliner later tonight. This fight clock is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. So Dolgarian,
respect for Del Valle, didn't he? The last guy.
Takedown attempt.
Even that, right after 30 seconds. And look at that. That's good job by Del Valle.
It's really good because he was in deep.
He was in deep.
And Tyrion just powers through people.
Look at his neck. Is wide open. He's wide open for a choke.
His legs a little bit.
Yep.
Look at this.
Well, Dolgarian better be careful.
Be very careful here.
Del Valle.
He's not jiu-jitsu.
No, if you're a Bulgarian here, you cannot start punching. You got to just attack. Keep that hand. As long as you keep that hand, you're safe.
And say to address the body triangle. Can he get to his left hip, right? Go to that foot side.
BJJ black belt for Del Valle. And he's wrapping up the neck.
But he's punching though. Bulgarian is punching.
Yeah, and his athleticism.
Del Valle is just, he's a beast.
He's so heavy, he's so strong on top.
But he's technical as well. He's not just strong.
Now he postures up. Bulgarian's got to do something here.
Oh, this could be over.
Oh, he's flattened out. Del Valle.
Bulgarian's got to turn into him, give up the mount.
Oh, he's going to get choked here.
Oh, that arm is close
That's
to underneath the chin.
That's it. It's going to be done.
Bulgarian doesn't want to tap.
Oh, he's going to have to here, so.
That's going to give him a lifeline. He pulled the hand down.
Yes, he did.
Oh, now the forearm cranked across the neck. Now he switches his grip again.
You can hear the breathing.
Oh, Del Valle all over.
It's going to be over. This is done.
It's over.
I'll tell you what, somehow he's not surviving. Pure heart.
No, I mean, this thing, he just keeps adjusting this thing. Tap.
He's going to tap. Oh, he might have attacked.
There's the tap. Yadier Del Valle is forced to work extra.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know.
First of all, that was painful to watch. Okay. Second of all, the guy in the red shorts should go to jail. Okay.
He might.
He should. Because first of all, he's not a jiu-jitsu fighter. He don't even know what he's doing. Okay. To go in there saying you're one of them guys, he could have got killed in there. Did you see? He didn't even know. He left himself open for a choke the whole fight. He didn't even know. He's punching when he should have been. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing that everybody was saying, that's jiu-jitsu 101. You don't punch like that.
You don't punch.
You don't.
Oh my God!
You know, like.
Never. Yeah. Wait a minute. What fighter punches behind you? Okay, you got to be a mental moron to throw punches behind you in a fight. I mean, you fucking kidding me? No.
Yeah. So it for whatever reason, because they knew. I don't know how people know that what you're betting, how much money's being bet ahead of time. I didn't know that was available to the public, but apparently it was all over the internet that was weird. And then the fight kicked off, and that happened.
Wow.
He was kicked out of the UFC last night, like right after that fight, which I don't think that's ever happened before.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, exactly too, Co-Train. If you're fixing a fight in UFC, both fighters are in on it. Like, because I'm thinking the guy in the white shorts, it took him a goddamn long fucking time to choke him out. That guy's neck was open for a minute.
Yeah,
I mean, go watch that fight again, Osada. I mean, he should have been choked out immediately, that moron. I don't know. Listen, Tindu's a fighter. I know it's easier said than done when you're not in the ring, but, I mean, you could see it, though. I mean, you could see it. It's so blatant right there.
Yeah, and then because of this, now they're going through all the old fights with the fine-tooth comb, and there was a Henry Cejudo fight where Pete Herzog, the referee, Henry Cejudo, it should have been a no contest, but for whatever reason, Herzog made it continue, and then so Cejudo lost.
Right.
And people now they're like, he's a fucking crooked referee. They're going back and look at some of his fights. So
Well, you got to remember too. A lot of times these things took places before UFC and boxing. Do you remember the Nomas fight when Duran walked away from Sugar Ray? Do you remember how you don't remember that?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. The first fight, Roberto Duran won. Best fights ever. Second fight, Sugar Ray fucked him up so bad, made him look like an 8th grader in the ring. And when he said no mas, he waved his fist and said, I quit. I'm not fighting no more. Do you know that sent the world in a tizzy when Roberto Duran walked away from Sugar Ray Leonard in my father was infuriated for a year because he was a Roberto Duran guy. He couldn't believe it. The first thing my father said, it's so fixed, I'm never watching boxing again after that. That's how mad my father was. But you know how long it took Roberto Duran to clean off his reputation after that? Oh, my God. And he did, though. He did, because he's one of the best fighters ever. He did.
Yeah, I have it. We're going to watch it real quick. Hold on.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got the end of it.
Oh, this brings back memories. Stop. Watch this, Osada. That was it. The world went nuts right there. Look at, he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. He was like a lost man.
Wow.
He was like a lost soul. Did you see him put his hands up? He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. He was a lost soul, that poor guy. The only thing he knew what to do in life, the best, the only fighting, and he quit on the national stage. So, but like I said, he came back. He came back. He did the right thing, Roberto Duran. So.
Yeah, because they fought 3 times, right? That was the second one?
No, they fought 2 times.
Oh, they did. Only fought twice.
Yeah, they only fought 2 times. The war, the first one was the war, and then the second one was Nomaz.
Gotcha.
So.
Hi, Cheryl. Good morning. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm really curious to see what Ariel. I don't really like watching Ariel Helwani, but I'm going to watch him this morning just to see.
Right.
That guy might go to jail. I mean, well, I don't know if you remember, there was that coach in the UFC, James Krause. He was caught coaching his fighters to throw fights.
Right.
He was banned from the UFC, but he never went to jail, which was kind of surprising.
Right, right. Well, I mean, you could go on and on with it. We could go on and on. What about the Alexis Arguello and hang on, the Hawk, Aaron Pryor? How about that fight? Oh my God, the controversy with the cocaine in the bottle, and they gave him the secret bottle. Are you kidding me?
Right.
You remember that shit?
I do.
There was a ton of controversy in boxing in the 70s and 80s, man.
What about the one they made a documentary on about the dude who took the padding out of the glove?
Yeah. Yup. I forgot his name. Took the padding out of the glove. He killed him. He almost killed that guy.
Yeah, and he ended up like committing suicide or something eventually.
Yeah, he committed suicide. Yeah,
Billy,
I mean,
Billy was his name, the guy who died. I can't remember his last
right.
name.
I mean, there in the old days they used to put nails in the gloves and protrude them and hit the guys. Oh, they were the stones. They used to put number 2 stones in their in the tape in their knuckles. Nuts.
Damn.
All the ways you could catch an edge in boxing. I mean, in a boxing fight, Osada, these people have no clue. You get in that ring. Do you think for 1 second, Goomba, that's all you do is get hit with those boxing gloves? Think about it. When you step into that ring as a fighter, boxing gloves on, 3/4 of the punishment and absorbed punishment you're taking is from elbows, is from shoulders, and is from headbutts. People don't watch all that. Nobody watches that. Do you know how many times you can watch a knockout punch where you see the fist hit the guy, but the guy's good until the elbow hits him? It's so fast you don't see it.
Right.
Do you know how many times a headbutt hits a guy and dazes you, bro? Do you know how hard? Do you know how? Listen to me. You bump heads with somebody, you're dizzy, ready to pass out. So imagine in the ring when you're swinging your heads and those heads hit. Okay?
Oh.
You could knock yourself out cold, bro. Guys cut gashes, blood everywhere because of headbutts. So, you know, yeah, imagine that. Those are things people never seen in the boxing world. You hear fighters all the time. He hit me with more elbows than left hooks. He hit me with more head. He's the dirtiest fighter in the world. It's by all means necessary in fighting. Are you kidding me? The hand is quicker than the eye, folks. And that's what fighting's all about. So, like one guy taught Dindu, any degenerate could fight. But if you could use these two things called the fist on your hands, you'll win every time. It's knowing how to fight. That's what keeps champions going, brother.
Yeah. Wow, well said.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I was taught. It's the way I know. I mean, so I've been around it my whole life. It's crazy. It is crazy. Then look at UFC came. Now you could hit the guy with elbows, headbutts. You could knee him in the fucking face. You could kick him square in the face. Are you kidding me? Now it's all legal. So, and that's why, and I feel so bad. I'm glad I'm on my way out. These UFC fighters, I mean, don't they see what that does to themselves? Oh my God. If you gave Dindu millions, I wouldn't be a UFC fighter. It's not worth it, brother.
No.
It's not gonna be worth it. It's not gonna be worth it, man.
Mm-mm. And you know the stories that look at what happened to Stephan Bonner.
Yeah.
The poor guy got addicted to painkillers and it ended up dying. Or, the CTE with those guys is horrible. Listen
to me. You can't escape the CTE. I got CTE. Okay, Dindu's facing that, and let me tell you, it's the worst. Please, I don't even want to talk about it. Okay, terrible. And there's a couple fight with Silva. How about Silva? He don't even know his name. He can't even say his name. Yeah. The animal. He was one of the best fighters of all time. They can't even talk, Osada. They don't even know which way to go. They're so mentally confused and beat.
Exactly. Hard to look at. I mean, even some of the ones that are still like commentate, like Michael Bisping, he's only got one eye.
Yep. Yeah.
And the guy who Dan Henderson, the guy who's famous for like knocking him out, when you see him talk, it's like, oh my God.
Right. Well, see, with Dindu, it's my memory, my brain. That's my first steps. The worst thing. That's what comes next, and I'm trying so hard to watch, is the vocabulary. All that stuff. And I didn't do that to be funny. Okay? That's what comes second. And then after that, you're done. You're done. Once you're mind and then you can't talk, you sit there like a vegetable. I don't know what these guys don't see. I don't know. Yeah. I guess the money. I guess they love the love for money. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean it's.
I'll tell you what, Osada. If I could go back, oh my God, I would have never took a punch in the head. Okay, if I could go back, I would have never fought a day in my life if I didn't have to. But that's what makes us who we are.
Oh. Yeah, when you're young, and man, it was especially when it was a different time back then too. Way different.
Yeah. We were talking about it last week. Me and my Goomba from work. It's like the shots you used to take, Dindu. Oh my! I'm like, oh my God! I know the way we used to hit each other. Just all that. So crazy. It's crazy.
Well, and just the movies alone. I mean, Rocky. You watch Rocky 3. And even me, I'll just find somebody to punch me in the face because you're just so pumped up from that movie. You know what I mean? Like it makes you want to box. It's those type of things back then were just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to describe it. Those movies were amazing. It was part of our culture.
Right. But you got to remember too, Osada, you know how many guys I seen start running and going to the boxing gym and get the shit beat out of them. Hey, it's worth a try for everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody deserves to try it, you know?
I think that for 99% of the people, they could just take away like the fitness aspect out of it. They don't need to get punched in the face. You know what I mean?
Exactly. They can't even get through the physical workout of boxing, let alone the beating of boxing. Right. Right.
Yeah, very few people could do that. But you know, Co-Train's right. If you're not if you have any type of like memory problem stuff, you should try methylene blue. I really think you should.
You know what? As soon as I sign these papers coming up and I got my life to myself, Osada, I just might. I'm going to do a couple things I always wanted to do once I sign these retirement papers. So I can't wait to get that off my chest, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait for you too. But when I started taking it, it jogged memories for me. Like it's weird. It really. I take it every day.
I know you do. I know. The other one preaches to me too about it. So I got 3 of yous in my ear about that. Okay, I'm surprised I ain't on it already. All right. Oh. And listen, Dean do don't take nothing over here. I take my vitamins, I drink my Ensure, and that is it. So I would love a little help right now. But we're so used to Dindu built this machine over here. I don't want to put nothing in the machine. Osada, I don't want nothing clogging my machine while I'm still out there,
Yeah, I hear that. All right, well, I'm gonna let you go. I got to get back in the kitchen, and I'm making I made eggnog cheesecakes this morning. I made some.
Oh my God, I love eggnog.
What about a white chocolate raspberry cheesecake?
I love raspberry, you prick. I want to see these later. I can't wait to see them.
I made the raspberry from scratch because you can buy just like raspberry sauce at the store.
Yeah.
I got frozen raspberries and I made
I love raspberries. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna do the steak. I'm gonna boil it, cook it in butter, and then do it on the grill today. I want to video that today.
Yeah, that'd be fucking. Oh yeah, hell yeah! I'm getting me a steak at 11 o'clock.
Oh, you mentioned steak earlier, and I'm like, oh, that's what I gotta go get. All right, brother. Thanks for having me on. Great show again, and stop by later. I'll see you.
Okay, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We will talk to everybody later. Co-Train, as always. Cheryl, good morning. Good to see you. And everybody else that was in the chat. Adam, great show. I got to get back in the kitchen and get to work. There was a lot more videos I wanted to get to, but we could do it tomorrow. Not really a whole lot going on. Hopefully, Candace goes live again today. That's exciting. All right, see you guys.